Hello and welcome to another episode of One Round Left. My name is Chase and today we're going to be reviewing the Heckler & Koch Mark 23, also known as the offensive handgun. In the mid-1980s, US SOCOM was trying to consider a new weapon system to consolidate all of their open weapon systems that they had in inventory. The Mark 23 was the result of that. After seeing several handguns that were still currently in service, they decided to narrow it down to one option. Several manufacturers ended up submitting different firearm designs for the offensive handgun weapon system. However, this pistol ended up winning, and not only winning, it became the most thoroughly tested and arguable greatest handgun ever developed. This particular model that you see before you is Variant 3, which was the final version of this pistol. Let's take a look at it. But first, let's make sure that the weapon is empty so we can continue with the review. As you are well aware, the Mark 23 features the HK paddle magazine style release. All you simply have to do is take the pistol. You can actuate it by your thumb or index finger, middle finger, or whatever finger you can actually grab a hold of with it. Simply press down. The magazine will fall free. I have noticed that on the Mark 23, it's actually a very impressive magazine release because the pistol can be completely sideways and you can press down on it and it is able to eject the magazine. We are now going to check the chamber. You can easily do this by cocking the hammer, placing your hand on the slide, and pushing back. We can obviously tell that there is not a round in the chamber, so we can continue with the review. The Mark 23, also known as the Mark 23 Mod 0, was the official pistol procured by US SOCOM. It is still in SOCOM inventory and still sees some service today. However, its size and caliber have hindered it a little bit. It is a very famous handgun, most notably from the Metal Gear Solid franchise, in which the main character, Solid Snake, has used it on several of his missions. So let's go ahead and review the pistol from front to back. Featured on this particular model is the thread protector. You can simply twist this off. This particular model is quite tight. As you can see, the threads here are ready for a suppressor. And if we pull the slide back, you can actually see the O-ring that helps the suppressor do the job on keeping the pistol quiet. We'll go ahead and leave the thread protector off for the remainder of the video. The Mark 23 features HK high visibility 3-dot sights, as well as a very narrow blade up in the front. That's quite nice. They're also raised, so that way when you have a suppressor on the pistol, you can actually still see the sights and use the pistol at the same time. This model is the Variant 3, which means that it has a simple hole on the front. It does not feature the frame lock that the Variant 1 had. So you can put the LAM on it, also known as the laser aiming module, mount it to the front, and it screws into the back. So that way it hangs onto the pistol, doesn't shake, and will constantly be there and ready for you to use. So, the HK Mark 23 may not be the most tactical pistol by today's examples, but considering that this pistol was invented in 1989 going on into the early 90s, really shows what pistols today need to be. A threaded outer barrel, raised high visibility 3-dot sights, a undermounting rail, also a double stack weapon, polymer frame, hammer fired. This is the standard of competition pistols today. And as we all know, this is what is demanded from competition shooters, special forces, as well as just standard military units today as it keeps growing and growing in today's market. So let's go over all these levers here in front of the pistol. The lever in front is your standard slide catch, also works as a slide release. As you push the pistol back, If this was an empty round in a chamber in a weapon that was previously loaded, it would catch. You can push this down to release it, as the slide will go home. Now, if you notice that the pistol is cocked, the silent decocker is one thing that I've noticed in several YouTube reviews that people, I don't think, know how to use it. Most people just hit it, and that's it. And they just notice how loud that it is. But if you slowly press down on it with force and hold it, you get a lot quieter sound. That was the true intention of the silent decocker that H&K patented on this pistol. One notable feature on this pistol is that you can carry this thing cocked and locked, which is an excellent feature. One thing that US SOCOM noted was that they wanted the safety off to be pressing down. This is clearly a reminder of the 1911's training and weapon system. So let's continue with looking at the other side of the pistol. This model here is designated 23-, the serial number is included. The 23 is meant to designate the weapon itself. As you noticed already on this side, it has an ambidextrous safety on here. So that way you're able to hit the safety selector, whether if you are right-handed or left-handed. This just makes the weapon easier to use, easier to handle, and overall just an easier weapon to carry. A lot of people have commented on the size of the pistol, being that it is unwieldy, and people jokingly call it a crew-served pistol. However, that is far from the truth. This pistol, given practice, is not much bigger than your standard Desert Eagle. Even then, it's actually kind of the same size as a Desert Eagle, and even much lighter given that it has a polymer frame. So let's take a look at the magazine. So, US SOCOM mandated that their pistol had to be a double-stack weapon in caliber 45 ACP with a 10-round magazine capacity. HK not only did this, they did it 2 rounds better, as this is a 12-round magazine. Now remember, this doesn't sound like a high capacity in 2021 and above, but we're talking about 1990. This was incredible for a pistol designed back then, and H&K has designed pistol magazines larger than this. There's even a 17-round magazine, which I own, but will be featured in a later video. This is a very robust magazine, very durable, double stack, single feed. These magazines are just awesome. I've not had any trouble out of them. It's been a great pistol to use. The magazines just fall right out. It's great. So let's move on to the characteristics of the pistol here. It features a very crisp 5.5 pound trigger that, when pulled, is just amazing, especially with a very short reset. Now the pistol's ready to fire again. It also has a double action mode, which is standard for most double action polymer frame pistols. Nothing to write home about, but it's just a wonderful trigger that if you do a nice clean pull, it will fire every time. So now that we've covered this pistol, we'll be going into certain details about its adoption that made this so notable. The Mark 23 has faced the most challenging pistol testing for any firearm in United States history. It was required to have 6,000 rounds fired before its first jam. It did not only exceed that expectation, the testing pistols went on to have 30,000 rounds firing of plus P ammunition before it had its first failure. And not a parts failure, just a jam. These pistols were made to never quit. HK very much over-engineered them, and you can certainly tell just by picking them up and shooting them at your local range. They were also subjected to a 96-hour test in which they were being submerged in salt water continuously, which again is for 96 hours. So this was underwater for 4 days, being shaken constantly, and the pistol showed no erosion and could still work right out of the box. That is truly amazing. The MSRP on these pistols is roughly about $2,500 US at the current time of filming of this video. I was able to procure this one on GunBroker for a little bit cheaper than that. So I highly recommend owning this gun. If you are a 90s kid like me, you will notice this from the Metal Gear Solid franchise, and this pistol has become a must-own. I must say that this is a brilliant handgun, and it's already grown on me as my favorite pistol. So we're going to continue the review by breaking it down. Now, to no surprise, this is very similar to the H&K USP. The HK USP program was already in development at the time when the military was looking for the next offensive handgun weapon system. So you'll notice it's very similar to the USP, which was also reviewed in the previous exploits on my channel. So let's go ahead and break it down. I'm going to cock the hammer, pull back on the slide. Notice this square notch here will line up. You can use a screwdriver, a bullet tip, or any other sharp pointy object. We're going to use a 545 round because these are actually perfect for this. This will free up our slide release. And we are going to remove the slide from the frame. It's very simple. You just have to push forward. And our frame has been separated. So this features a upgraded version of HK's patented recoil system. All you have to do is push it forward and it comes right off. It is basically just a upgraded version of the USP system, just a little bit beefier. The barrel will actually demate with the slide by pressing down. And it slides right out, just like the USP, only a little bit bigger. The entire slide is made of one piece of machined steel. Just a large billet, nothing crazy about it, just one single piece. No stamping, no molding, no casting. It's actually where most of the weight in the pistol comes from. Let's go ahead and begin our reassembly process. We'll just do everything but in reverse. We will mate the barrel back with the slide. Make sure that the round edge on HK's patented recoil reduction system is facing downwards. So this will be facing the frame of the pistol. Push in. Make sure that it is lined up. It'll line right up like so. Try not to force it. It will then mate back with our frame. Line up this square notch with this pinhole here. We will then take our slide catch and release. It'll click right in. Now it's a pistol again. So to end this review, this has been nothing but a tremendous pistol to own. They are large. They are larger than life, actually. But it is one of those pistols that some people say don't meet your heroes. In this case, this is definitely one that you do. We will be continuing the review with a shooting video in which this pistol will be performing at 75 yards and above, which you will find out this pistol can do this quite easily, especially shooting plus P 185 grain ammunition on a regular basis. To end the video, I'd like to thank all of my subscribers that have been here from the beginning. I can't say how much it means to me that you guys have decided to hit that button and hit that bell and that you want to see my content. So I will continue making videos. You know, if there's anything you want to see in the future, please let me know. And hit the like and subscribe button for this video if you enjoyed my content. And for everyone else, Have a nice day, and we'll see you in the next video.